We often insist on keeping certain situations or people in our lives that are not good for us. The truth is that holding on to these things only causes us pain, chaos, and unnecessary suffering. God warns us by sending us signs when it is time to let go, but we are often so attached and so afraid of the unknown that we ignore or fail to recognize these signs so as not to leave our comfort zone. We tend to cling to what is familiar because what is known to us seems to provide us with a safe haven from uncertainties that are beyond our control. However, this refuge imprisons us and prevents us from exploring new experiences and reaching our true potential. The resistance to letting go of what is known, even if it is painful or harmful, is directly linked to our desire for stability. By nature, human beings seek balance in their environment, a solid ground to walk on. However, when the ground we believe to be safe is filled with old wounds and destructive patterns, our search for balance paralyzes us, keeping us stuck in a repetitive cycle of dissatisfaction and discomfort. In an attempt to avoid facing our truths, we avoid deep introspection, because in the silence of our being we can discover that many of the structures on which we base our convictions are illusory or unsustainable. This may even be painful, but the end result is liberating, and that is what we need to keep in mind. Attachment is a result of our difficulty in processing and releasing past experiences. Each experience, whether positive or negative, leaves a mark on our lives, forming what we can call an internal record. This record is made up of all our joys, pains, achievements, sufferings, and failures. Attachment can be an unconscious attempt to remain faithful to this internal record, because for many, this fidelity seems essential to preserve a kind of identity. However, true growth occurs not when we cling to our history, but when we have the courage to move forward. Letting go is a process of personal transformation. It is allowing past experiences to stop influencing our decisions. It is a rebirth, where we free ourselves from the bonds that have caused us pain and robbed us of our peace. Facing the fear of change and the unknown is essential for our emotional and spiritual well-being. Spiritually, embracing change is a huge step towards achieving greater inner freedom. It is allowing our true essence to manifest and freeing our lives from the shadows of the past. Too often, we find ourselves lost, where chaos and pain seem to be our only constant companions. This persistence of disorder and suffering is not mere coincidence or fate, but a clear sign that something in our mind is not working properly. Some people follow paths that are not in line with their true selves, maintaining toxic relationships and frequenting environments that drain their energy instead of providing them with positive things. In this context, chaos acts as a mirror that reflects the areas of our lives that we need to examine more closely and, if necessary, face ourselves and our circumstances with a new perspective. We need to be willing to question ourselves and eventually make the necessary decisions. We are all part of something bigger, so we must always be attentive to our intuition and our deepest feelings. Our intuition is the most concrete way in which God signals to us when something is not for us or no longer serves us. This signal is like an alarm that is triggered by God when what we are experiencing is not healthy or beneficial for us, generating a constant feeling of disorder and frustration in our lives, whether in our relationships, at work, or in our own thoughts. It is as if we are trapped in a cycle of drama and confusion that consumes us instead of bringing us peace and joy. If something causes us recurring suffering, whether emotional or physical, it is necessary to investigate and consider why we are subjecting ourselves to it. Constant pain, suffering, and dissatisfaction are not a sign of what is good or right, they are a warning that something needs to change. Often, you are so immersed and accustomed to living in difficult or painful situations that you end up finding a justification to continue to maintain this discomfort in your life out of fear, insecurity, or some other reason. If you feel like you are constantly struggling with chaos or confusion, it is time to consider leaving those situations or relationships that are taking away your peace. You don't need that. Keep in mind that what is meant to be part of your life will flow to you, regardless of anything you will know deep down in your heart, such as relationships, your life purpose, people, opportunities, and experiences that are aligned with you. What is meant to find you will be presented and signaled to you by God through your intuition in a clear, objective, and natural way. It is the most reliable guide you have. Do not interpret this as meaning that you do not need to strive or work to achieve your goals, but rather that when something is truly appropriate for you, it will align more harmoniously in your life. By recognizing the sign, you will be able to identify what is part of your path and what you should let go of to make room for new people, new opportunities, and experiences. Look for what is right and noble, for what makes you a better person, and, in this way, it will not make you question or doubt your own value. This is essential because it is directly related to your self-esteem and your identity. When something is right for you, there will be no need for you to change who you are in order to fit in or be accepted by others. This will encourage you to reach your full potential without creating expectations. You will attract people who accept you despite your imperfections and quirks, people who strengthen your sense of self-worth and inspire you to grow rather than attracting people who undermine your self-esteem or make you feel unappreciated, inadequate, and belittled. If you find yourself in situations where you constantly feel insecure, anxious, or dissatisfied with yourself, it is a warning sign that perhaps what you are experiencing is not right for you. From the moment you have to compromise your self-esteem and change who you are in order to adapt to a situation or even a relationship, you are sacrificing something very valuable, which is your well-being and your authenticity. Recognizing this sign is an act of self-love. We all deserve relationships and experiences that accept us as we are and inspire us to be better. You shouldn't settle for less, because when you learn to value yourself and recognize that you deserve the best, you truly open yourself up to the possibility of finding what lifts you up and makes you feel fulfilled. Your intuition is an internal source of knowledge that often goes unnoticed, but it's crucial to listen to it when something really matters to you. This connection to intuition is activated naturally. When your heart and mind are in harmony, you feel a sense of certainty that goes beyond logic and rational explanations. You can experience this through the emotions you feel and the peace of mind it brings you. In reality, intuition comes in many forms, and the way God communicates with you is unique. Some people experience a deep sense of peace and confidence when they are on the right path. Others may feel a gut feeling that tells them what the best decision is, and some even receive clarity about a specific situation through dreams or visions. Our authentic inner voice, our intuition, will not lead us astray. Some people may not understand why you choose to follow a certain path, but don't take it for granted, because when you feel deep down that something is right for you, it means you have chosen the right path. So cultivate a balanced mind and keep your heart open. Use techniques such as meditation, mindfulness, and self-examination, which can be powerful tools for changing your response to chaos and pain. Your interpretation of the events and conditions in your life are profoundly influenced by your mental and emotional state. The greatest pain often brings with it the most transformative lessons. As painful as this process may be, it teaches us resilience and deepens our understanding of ourselves and others. Listening to and following your intuition can soothe your heart and provide you with new perspectives, which are essential to overcoming turbulent times and freeing you from distressing situations. Too often we put in too much effort in the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. We don't need to always be fighting against the current, trying harder than we should to sustain relationships, careers, or even ideals that we believe are essential to our happiness. This constant struggle is a clear indication that we need to change. Life cannot be a continuous battle, a roller coaster, full of ups and downs. This imbalance can manifest itself in the form of chronic fatigue, persistent dissatisfaction, or lack of fulfillment. The reason we get so stressed in certain situations is due to the fear of not being good enough, of not living up to external expectations, or even deep insecurity. Reflection can be transformative because it allows us to identify and modify patterns of thought and behavior that harm us in various ways. In addition, it is the opportunity to correct misalignments so that we can begin to free ourselves from constant struggles and abandon those situations in our lives that require an often unbearable emotional strain. Our greatest strength lies in our ability to stay in harmony with the flow of life, instead of trying to control and restrict circumstances that are not under our control. When our actions are aligned with our values and true purpose, doors open, opportunities appear, and our energy is renewed. The fluidity of life is a reflection of our inner health. When we are at peace, our actions are more effective, everything becomes more rewarding and less exhausting. Another sign that God sends us, and that we should not ignore, is related to our self-esteem and acceptance. The relationships and situations we face often act as mirrors, reflecting our inner perception and our self-worth. Self-esteem is the foundation on which we build our lives, influencing our ability to make decisions, establish relationships, and pursue our highest goals. This foundation can be compromised by external influences that make us feel inadequate, affecting our entire being. It is as if our roots are constantly eroded, preventing us from growing and flourishing fully in any area of life, be it in personal relationships, professional contexts, or social circumstances. Therefore, it is crucial to be attentive and aware of how various influences can affect our perception of ourselves. This process also involves ignoring destructive criticism and seeking out receptive environments that celebrate our presence and our authenticity. Cultivating a supportive community is equally crucial. Surrounding ourselves with people who encourage us, who add positive things to us, and offer a safe haven for our self-expression allows us to strengthen our self-esteem. These nurturing relationships empower us to reject toxic and harmful situations and people, helping us live a fuller and happier life. Making the difficult decision to end a relationship, change careers, or adjust our social circle may be necessary. Each step toward a more balanced emotional state not only improves our self-esteem, but also increases our potential for lasting and fulfilling well-being. Another sign to pay close attention to is the resonance of our intuition with our desires and values. Intuition is a subtle but powerful voice within us that transcends rational understanding, offering guidance and direction in times of uncertainty. Often our hearts and minds align with this inner voice, which alerts us and guides us to what is most in line with who we truly are. Accumulated knowledge, which includes both our personal experiences and our innate wisdom, results from processing information at a subconscious level. This allows us to make decisions at a speed that conscious analysis cannot match. We often prioritize concrete data and facts over intuitive knowledge, which can lead us to make logically correct decisions that are not in line with what we want, causing dissonance and discomfort. Therefore, it is necessary to rediscover and value intuition as a pillar in our decision-making. When we allow ourselves moments of silence, our intuition finds a favorable environment to develop and guide us. Trusting our intuition requires courage, as it often means following unconventional paths or making decisions that may not be understood by others. It is in these moments that the authenticity of our lives is tested. Intuition not only guides our personal decisions, but is also an essential tool in our interactions with others. When assessing the viability of projects, both professional and personal, a well-developed intuition can guide us through the complexities of relationships and commitments, helping us to recognize the signals that our body and mind send us. Self-awareness is essential to developing an intimate relationship with our emotions, allowing us to fully feel and understand what each emotion is trying to communicate to us. Self-observation is an essential practice in this process. Consciously reflecting on how we feel in different contexts and situations helps us identify patterns and discern the circumstances or interactions that consistently leave us feeling drained, anxious, or sad. It is also crucial to not only notice these emotions, but to explore their origins. Delving deeper into these questions allows us to better understand our emotional reactions and, more importantly, how to approach them without judgment or attachment. One effective way to recognize the signs to pay attention to is to keep an emotional journal. Regularly writing about our experiences and emotions can reveal trends and patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed. This journaling can be particularly revealing, as it allows for detailed introspection about how certain experiences affect our emotional and mental state over time. Additionally, it is important to learn to trust the wisdom that our bodies provide us, as they often give us signals through physical symptoms such as persistent fatigue, headaches, or muscle tension. These symptoms often reflect emotional or psychological imbalances and can provide us with valuable clues about areas of our lives that need to be reevaluated or adjusted. Carefully distance yourself from relationships that drain your energy and hinder your growth. Setting clear intentions is crucial. Intentions act as beacons that illuminate our path, keeping us focused and aligned with our core values and desires. By setting intentions, we are determining the direction in which we want to take our lives. These intentions should be specific and purposeful rather than vague and undefined. In addition to setting clear intentions, it is vital to seek and accept support. This support can come from a variety of sources such as friends, family, support groups, or professionals such as therapists and counselors. This support not only provides us with an emotional safety net, but also provides us with different perspectives on things we may not be able to see on our own, and resources that can be essential for recognizing our own internal cues. Sharing our burdens makes them lighter, and words of encouragement or advice from those who have faced similar challenges can be extremely comforting and enlightening. Recognizing the patterns of thought, emotions, and behaviors that keep us stuck in what we need to let go of can also involve introspective practices such as meditation, reflective writing, or mindfulness exercises, which help us connect with and understand our deepest inner experiences. Another important part of the process of letting go is maintaining healthy boundaries, which are essential to protecting our emotional and physical well-being. Being clear about what is and is not acceptable in our relationships helps us create a space where we can treat ourselves with respect and meet our needs. As we begin to establish these boundaries, we become more empowered and resilient, able to make decisions that reflect our self-worth. Letting go can be challenging, but this process of release not only brings us more inner peace, but also facilitates the building of healthier relationships. One of the most immediate and noticeable benefits of letting go is increased inner peace. By freeing ourselves from the worries and conflicts that drain our mental and emotional energy, we achieve a state of calm and clarity. This serenity comes from the understanding that what we leave behind is not an abandonment, but a conscious choice for the sake of our physical and mental health. Inner peace flourishes when the hustle and bustle give way to silence. In addition, the process of letting go gives us the experience necessary to identify and reject new toxic relationships, which can trigger past dynamics or harmful patterns. We become more selective about the people we choose to spend our time with. Each step in this direction not only enriches our lives, but also strengthens our identity and increases our self-confidence. Adaptability and resilience are valuable gains because life is, by nature, unpredictable and full of changes. Therefore, the ability to adapt to change is extremely valuable. Letting go teaches us to deal with change fluidly rather than resisting it, and gives us the flexibility to face challenges and transitions more confidently. By freeing ourselves from the shackles of the past and worries about the future, we can live more fully in the present. This increased presence enriches each moment, allowing us to enjoy the joys and learning that each day offers. Valuing the present is invaluable and renews our joy and gratitude for life. Remember that every element we cling to and every negative situation we insist on holding on to directly affects our vital energy and our ability to move forward with clarity and purpose. Many of these extremely harmful attachments cloud our vision of what is possible. Freeing ourselves from these limitations is a big step toward breaking down self-imposed barriers so that we can live the life we want and deserve to live. I sincerely hope that this content is useful to you, and above all that you can put it into practice to have a happier life. Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. See you soon.